Hey everybody, welcome to episode 8 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program 0.90. We're going to get our career continued. Okay, that's all the fuel we have, so boom. Whoa, this thing is touchy. Wow, this fuel is getting used up really fast. We probably need to build a bigger rocket. We have the parts for it. Or the parts allowance for it, I should say. Yep, we are definitely going to need to build a bigger rocket. Alright. Okay, we're back on the launch pad with Estes 6. Everything is all set, so we will just double check our staging. Yes, see, I love the new highlights they got going on in 0.9. It's much easier to see what's actually going on. Okay. We are up and away. This is going to be harder to control with these particular rocket motors torquing around and giving some aerodynamic stress. We'll try and keep ourselves as vertical as possible. As those things twist us around, keep an eye on my resources here. And on to the next stage, much easier to handle now. This is probably going to get us to our target speed of 200 meters per second. At least the target speed for now. Yep, and we're past it, that's no problem. Solid fuel boosters are inexpensive. Okay. We're on our way, sort of. There, that's much more stable. And we're climbing out of the atmosphere. It is time to start letting ourselves tip over here a little bit. Don't want to be thrusting too far off of the prograde marker with respect to the atmosphere because, you know, I'm still facing some air resistance. But I want to get over to that orbit marker as quickly as I can. Alright. So we're now thrusting pretty good up out of the atmosphere. Looks like we've got plenty of juice. That stage only never seems to work for me. And we're climbing up nicely. We're at 33,000 meters, headed up. Looks like we're coming in behind Tan Van Kerbal, so I'm going to set my apoapsis to 80,000 meters. And I'll explain why we're doing that in a little bit. So he's at 84, or nearly 85. 80. Okay. So, now I just need to hang tight until we get to the apoapsis to circularize my orbit. Alright, we are officially in space. So in space we can observe our materials bay. Once again, this will give us 25 science when we return with this whole setup. I'm really watching my apoapsis to find out when I get there. Okay, we're pretty much coming up on the apoapsis, so I'm going to head towards the horizon. Up to full throttle and get ourselves headed into orbit. And I want to bring it so the apoapsis and periapsis are basically both at 80,000 meters if I can. So that apoapsis is actually climbing too quickly. We'll wait a little bit until we get there. once again and apply some more thrust. while we're waiting. Oh, we can't set that as a target? Oh my gosh, I have to eyeball this? Well, I know a little trick. That's hilarious. He's on an equatorial orbit. I can't set him as a target. There are all these tools that you don't have available that you just took for granted from previous versions that are not useful anymore. It's a good thing I'm a freaking expert at this. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so here's the trick that I'm gonna pull then. I am going to set my apoapsis and periapsis to 83,000 meters, or 83,000 meters. Keep thrusting a little bit, just get that up there. So right now we have a pretty darn circular orbit. Oh, went too far. Put some juice to turn this guy around. So I just need to really closely eyeball this orbit. I do see, and it's a smidge off. That's all right. Okay, that'll work. When I'm at the apoapsis once again, we'll do a little bit of trim to get this. You know what? That's actually pretty good. So basically, since I know his orbit... Oh, it goes up to 90-something. Well, what I'm going to be doing is... and the reason... I told you earlier that I'd actually explain why I have my orbit set up the way I did, so it's on the inside of his ring. I actually want to bring the periapsis in a little bit. Orbits that are closest to this... to the source of gravity, take a shorter period of time to complete an orbit than an orbit that's further out. There's more energy in an orbit that's further out, but the amount of time it takes is quicker for an orbit that's closer in. So since we're a little bit behind him, we have our orbit going on the inside, and his orbit goes on the outside. And we'll just follow that track around until we meet up with him. Okay, that looks pretty good. So, we are going to fast forward time until we're much closer to him, and hopefully we'll have enough battery juice when we get there. This stage is almost spent anyway, so I'm going to get rid of it after I quick save. So I have a much quicker, more nimble rocket now. We can use that, hopefully, to maneuver more quickly and do our rendezvous with this guy. So what's going to happen is, eventually, we are going to catch up with him, because we're on the inside track. Okay, I think now is a pretty good place to set the ship up for a rendezvous. So since we're on the inside, I'm going to make my orbit a little bit more eccentric, so that it just sort of kisses that other orbit. And I'm going to do it from here. See our apoapsis climbing up to meet this orbit, more or less, something like that. So we have a pretty close pass going on there. Now, here's the question. Could I, if I wanted to, take control of the astronaut? No. Alright, so we have to wait until we're closer. So my periapsis is 88, he's at 93. Apoapsis is at 93, and he goes down to 84. Put that at 95. Okay, here's what has to happen. Can I shut this down? No, but what I can do is turn that off. Okay, this ship is officially adrift in space. I can no longer control it. I can turn back on the electrical charge if I need to. But what I'm going to try and do is wait, hopefully, for the other Kerbal to get within range. See, I swing out wide. And he's passing underneath. Dang it. I swung too far out, and now he's too far away, I think. Although, we're going to gain on him here. That's him. That's him. He's a mere 6 kilometers away. So if he actually gets close enough, we can flip over to control to him. Okay, we know we're 5 kilometers away. Here's what needs to happen. Here's what needs to happen. Electrical charge. We need to face that guy. And go get him. So my camera angles and stuff are going to change a lot wildly as I fly this rocket manually. Basically, the idea is I need to close this distance, whatever it takes. This is so wild. Ah. Okay, he's going to be flying by us. But whatever I can do to match this velocity. Do I have a stable orbit? That's the question. Yes, I do, and there he goes. Okay, RCS on. I can't see the rocket. This is so hair-raising. Craziest fly by the seat of my pants thing I've ever done. We still have a stable orbit. Okay, now I've got to switch over to this guy and see if I can't find that rocket anywhere. There it is. Excellent. It is up to you. Save yourself. I might actually pull this off. This was really tough because I didn't have. I thought I might be able to like lock onto the target and do the rendezvous thing. I had a whole tutorial prepared and everything, but this was completely off the cuff. If I do it again like this, I'll have to explain what the crap I was actually doing. Oh my gosh. So cool though. Okay, we are 700 meters away from Estes 6 and being able to get home. Once we get inside, all we need to do is re-enable the battery, set ourselves retrograde, and burn the thrusters until we're ready to re-enter the atmosphere, and everything else is gravy. But I can't get too far ahead of myself. Turn the lights on. We got plenty of sunlight. I'm sure that rocket ship is still tumbling a little bit because we turned off that battery so it wouldn't use any power giving that probe body any more juice while we waited. We need to use every last little bit of that to control the thing. Okay, slight pulses, slow myself down. Okay, so I'm using very little thrust now. Down. To the right. Forward a bit. I do believe we've got it. Just very light touches on the keyboard. Board. Okay. At the very least, he's part of our space program crew. Transfer? Oh, that's cool. So we got some money for that. Now. I wish there was a way to turn that off. Okay, power to the core. Up this way. Down this way, get ourselves retrograde. And we are just burning for the atmosphere. That's it. We got it. We're going to land on the dark side. We might even land near the space program place. Oh, wow. Okay, everything else is up to gravity. We no longer need any of these things. I'm going to turn off this battery for now once again. And decouple, and we will let gravity take care of the rest. So I am going to come back and check with you guys when we get to re-entry interface, so hang tight. Alright, we are re-entering the atmosphere here. Everything is really all set. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the electrical charge. The probe doesn't need to do anything. It just needs to activate the parachutes. And on time. And everything else will be automatic. As soon as those parachutes deploy. Bingo. Okay, and it looks like we've fallen quite short of range here. We're going to be landing in the mountains. Hopefully our landing isn't too rough. But we don't have any control of anything anymore. We're just coming down. But while we're here, hey, got a crew report. A crew report while flying over Kerbin's deserts. Yeah. That's always good information to have. We're probably going to end up landing right about here, I think. And all that kind of stuff. So I will fast forward time and see you guys when I actually get down on the ground. Okay, our parachutes deployed nicely. We're coming down at 4.8 meters per second, which should be plenty soft for the Science Junior to survive. So We'll recover the vessel once we get onto the ground. And here we've made it a nice soft landing on the ground. We are on the wrong side of the cockpit here, and I don't have any electrical charge to roll it over, so that's that. Let's recover and see how we did. Alright, here's our recovery information. We got crew report while flying, a material... Oh, I should have got a crew report while on the ground. Oh well. Wouldn't matter, I couldn't transmit it. Materials study, that's a bunch of science. And recovery of a vessel that returned from Kerbal orbit. We now have 65 science, which means I think we can buy a new node. Parts. We got a few parts back for 2,000 funds. We now have 170,000 funds. And it looks like Tan Van Kerbal has gained 2 experience, advanced to level 1. And it turns out, by the way, that Tan Van is a pilot. So let's go take a look at our crew now. We got ourselves 2 first star pilots for controlling stuff, which makes things really fun. In our next episode, we'll go ahead and spend this science and maybe think about a building upgrade or something. Yeah, that mission was really hair-raising, and hopefully sometime I can actually cover sort of what I was, why I was doing what I was doing. I was really in a rush in the actual mission itself to get it done. So until next time, I'm going to say, can't even speak right now. Kind of still bedazzled that I got this thing done. Wow, I have so much reputation. Anyway, I'm going to say keep flying and stay shiny. Goodbye. Oh, hey, really quick addendum. I forgot to mention that I completed these 2 contracts, getting me a little bit of science here. So we just received experimental data from space. Good work. Discard that one. And, of course, we already saw in the astronaut complex that Tan Van Kerbal has been recovered in one piece and is now enjoying a thorough debriefing from the comfort of his quarantine cell, giving us a bunch more funds and stuff like that. So until next time, take care. Goodbye. Okay, delete this. We're going to delete this. Delete it.